to talk about using zones within Snowflake. So here we've got the Zones app, but if you remember, you can also access zones from the corner key menus by selecting zones. But zones is an awesome way to kind of split your board into different sections. You can only do this within Snowflake, so you're not going to have the zones option if you're just like on the PC side or on the Android side. But within Snowflake, you can split your board into sections and kind of have a few different things going at once. So I'm going to go ahead and select zones here. I have 2, 4, but I also have some different layouts if I click that plus button down there. So I'm going to go with one of the 3 section layouts. So now I've got literally 3 separate versions of Snowflake. If you notice, each section has the corner key menus in it, so that's how you're going to navigate each of the sections. And then each of them function kind of as their own thing. So I can have, let's say I'll have a YouTube video going up in this corner. I'll pull a whiteboard up in this corner, and then I'll just go to the internet here for now. So I can have a video pulled up for the first part of my lesson. I can have something like an internet search, or I can even pull something from my Google Drive here as well and have that as a section, and then a whiteboard going over here. Kids can be at each of these sections kind of doing their own thing, but it's a really great way to kind of have multiple things going at one time. This is also great for lesson prep. So if you know during your math class, you're going to have an introduction video, you're going to have like a small group activity, and then maybe a time to share out the findings from that activity. You can have all of these things prepped here the day before and actually save your layout within zones. So that's the first thing a lot of teachers ask. Okay, I have all these layouts, this is great, but they don't want to do it like on the fly. So a way that you can prep this very easily is get all of your sections ready where you want them to be, and then you can use the corner cue in any of the sections. So I'll go and use this one here. I'm going to click zones. I have save current layout. That's going to save the layout that I have up along the bar down here. Now don't worry about storage. I think you can have like 90 plus layouts saved. So you can have a week's worth, and then you can kind of clear them out, whichever your preference is. But if I click save current layout, it's going to then add what I have there, so that I can access it the next day. So just to kind of show you, I'll go ahead and get out of all these zones by clicking the corner cue, zones. I'll go back to my home page. I'll click the cue again to kind of close out. So now I'm home. This is what Snowflake would look like if you were opening it for the first time. I'm going to go ahead and click on zones. Now I have all of those layouts here that I saved. This is the one that I just did, so I'm going to select it. And now my lesson is ready for the day. So I've got the whiteboard, I've got the YouTube, and the browser open. So again, to get out, you can use those corner cue menus. So I'll do this one this time. I'll click the cue, I'll click on zones, I'll go back to 1, click on the cue again, close out to get back to my main screen. So another cool thing about zones is you have those pre-made layouts for you, but if you don't like this sizing of them, you can still adjust. So I'm going to go into 2 zones here. Got 2 things going. Got the whiteboard, let's say, and I'll pull up lesson activities. All right, so I've got my lesson activities over here. I've got my whiteboard over here. But let's say I want the whiteboard to just be like a little bit bigger. I can use those cues again. And I have the option to adjust zone. So that's going to be down here, adjust zone. I'm going to click on it. And then I can actually use these yellow bars to resize. So if I want that to just be like a little bit bigger, I can resize, and I can click save, and now interact in the 2 zones just like I normally would. So I'm going to close out of here, zones, go back home,